Guys, today we're going to be fixing a continued issue, also known as a misfire at low RPMs. So we'll let this settle and then you'll see what I mean. That right there. You can feel it. It like shakes a little. A little bit goofy. So the goal for today is to A, fix that miss, and B, fix a vacuum leak, because I still don't know what the heck this freaking vacuum leak is after owning this car for God knows how long. So I'm just gonna pull all of them and see, because that's only like 30 bazillion vacuum lines that I have just put off dealing with. Because I replaced all of this one. What was that noise? I replaced all of that one, and then there's this one that goes all through, one that leads to the supercharger. I mean, there's all sorts of garbage that I have put off dealing with. I'll have you guys know that I'm very smart, because I waited until it was 102 degrees outside to work on the car. So all I have to do to change out the ignition coils, got the replacements right here. They're beautiful. Oh, Bosch OEM parts. Anyways, all I gotta do is pull this cover off, and then it'll have basically the string that leads in through there has a string that leads to all the different spark plugs, and there's 2 ignition coils, and I guess it feeds off of both. I haven't looked at the diagram because I haven't had to, but I'll probably end up doing that. So all I gotta do is remove that, pull them out, replace them, plug them back in, easy peasy, like nothing. So I'm gonna do that now while it's really hot, because why wouldn't I, you know? Now that I got the cover off, I can see exactly how disgusting this car was before I cleaned it. So I'll probably plug these holes after I pull these out and just get all that junk out of here, because that would not be good in any capacity. Anyways, these are the old ignition coils, so I'm just gonna yank these suckers out and pull those, and you'll see. Pretty much these are more or less identical. These are Bosch replacement parts. It was what I got recommended on the 1,000,000,001 forums they have for this car. Anyways, so basically power comes in here and then goes through these different ignition coils, which then push power to the spark plugs in the correct firing order, assuming you do it right. But I don't think it matters which one of these I put in, or I guess I'll figure out really quickly if there is. But you know, that's something I'll worry about after I, you know, clean all this up and make it look pretty, and then forget about it, and then it's an issue. But you know, for right now, I'm just gonna yank these up. These just pop off like that, just like so. Pretty sure they just come off of both. Yeah, just like that. So the new one will just go in, whatnot, pull those. It should be more or less plug and play. I don't think there's anything else I need to do after that. But yeah, so I'll pull all this, I'll pull pretty much this whole assembly out, and clean this up, hopefully. So yeah. Alright, so now that I've got everything unbuttoned, I can pull this guy up. Here's what the old one looks like, you know, whatever. I think it's pretty much the same. These are just new. So I'll basically pull this bottom part off, shove it on the new one, and then do the same for the other side, button it back up. So yeah, just like I thought, these are just plug and play. Basically this little piece popped off the other one. They're identical. And so this piece comes off, shove this sucker back down in there, click it over the spark plug like that, then it fits just in that little spot. So the same thing on the other side, clean it, and then close it all up. right, now that I got it all patched up and cleaned, we're gonna give it a start, make sure everything's still functioning the way it's supposed to, and see if that fixes the problem. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. I think it's doing better. Still need to fix that vacuum leak. You can see the needle is still wobbling just a little bit. But other than that, I think we're good. Feels quite a bit better now. Sweet. I'll work on that vacuum leak now. Vacuum. The issue is when I press the pedal down, usually it goes, and right now it goes, so definitely a vacuum issue that I have been putting off, because that's a vacuum line that goes through there, and then that's a Y fitting that leads back through, and then there's one that comes off the intake manifold and goes up underneath, and then there's this one attached to the supercharger. It comes up here and then goes into here and then goes into this big feed line, and I hate it. It is so much work for what it is, and that's why I haven't done it yet. So because I have this afternoon free and I hate myself, we're doing it. People are always telling me, oh, you need some fancy tool. You need a smoke sprayer to find a vacuum leak. Let me tell you something. This is a vacuum line. There's this short one, I don't remember, but the long one goes from the supercharger. And all you need to know about a vacuum line is that they need to be able to have a vacuum go through them. So you don't need some fancy tool to do that. All you got to do is plug your finger on the other end and go. Yep, that one's fine. Makes a nice even vacuum and holds it. So as long as you're not leaking and you can hold it and it keeps that vacuum in there, then you know your vacuum line's good. I'm not recommending this because I'm putting my own body at risk. I don't care about ingesting motor oil, but you probably do. So take my words with a grain of salt. But this is what I'm doing because I'm cheap, and that's about the extent of it. Culprit number one. Would you look at that? That does not hold air at all. Okay, so this little one appears to be fine. It's the small one right here. That one appears to be good. This long one is most definitely leaking air. So this little tiny fitting right here, that appears to be fine. I'm not seeing any cracks or issues with that. The line itself seems to be fine, but yeah, this one is definitely causing some issues. So we'll get that replaced, plug that one back up, and move on. Okay, so this one's done. The one that comes off the supercharger sits right down there, comes straight off. I put a new little rubber fitting. This one's got some chunks out of it, but it's still good. This little elbow fitting is good. It's still holding there. So now these plug up into here. These ones are good. I shortened this one because this one's still good, but I didn't like how much slack it had, and it started to come a little bit loose because of how much it's gotten warped with time. So now moving on, I'm doing this with this little Y fitting, which I'm not looking forward to. But it'll be better than this one, which goes all the way back behind, and that's why it's super fucking long. All right, this Y fitting that goes right here is good. Cleaned it off because it was really grimy. My hands are still wet. But yeah, it works. It has, again, some bites out of it, so I'll fix that eventually. But for me just making sure that there's nothing wrong with the car, this still serves its purpose. But yeah, it functions. It definitely still makes a vacuum. Don't ask. It was intimate, and I'm certain. So plug that back in, and then this one just goes here to, I don't remember what sensor that is, but it goes to a sensor. And then the rest of this follows underneath this little cable rail, and I'll have to pull that up, which is fun. But you know, I actually don't hate that because they actually have these little clips that make it a little bit easier for it to come up. So it's the next thing on the docket. So partially for my own curiosity, and also so I have a little bit more working room, I'm gonna pull off a piece of the intake because A, I've never looked at it, and that makes me really curious because I want to look at all of this, and B, so I can actually get to this little fuel rail. But we'll say that it's primarily because I need to get to the fuel rail, even though that's completely a lie. I don't know the torque spec for any of this, so we're just gonna go with lefty tight, like left tight, like as tight as my left hand can get it, and we'll call it good. Cause like, you know, worst case scenario, it leaks a little bit of air, am I right? I got 1,000,001 Allen keys, and I still don't know. Metric, is it? Oh man. I should have picked a hobby I could have done inside where it's nice and cool. I don't know why I decided on this. Who told me that cars was a good idea? It's a joke, it was me. My dad told me not to do this, but I'm not gonna listen to him because what does he know? Oh, good lord. Anyways, I love cars. I'm sure you love cars if you're watching this. Or you like watching me make a fool of myself. Either way. Ah, good God. See, that's at least, I don't know. I don't even own a torque wrench yet. Emphasis on yet. I'm getting one because it's on sale and I'm tired of borrowing one. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Watch me drop this Allen key down the engine bay. Why didn't I put this on time lapse? I feel obligated to sit here and talk. I'm gonna cut this out, or I'll forget. And in which case, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. This is your fault. You're still here. I was really hoping this video would be like maybe 10 minutes max, and I'm getting the feeling it's going to be longer than that. But to be fair, I did kind of put ignition coils and vacuum leak in the same video. So, we'll see. Go away! Stop mowing the yard. The yard's mowed. Where did my Phillips head go? I don't care. That's fine. I got a new drill. Can you tell I'm eager to use it? So this side just comes off just like that. Beautiful. And this little thing ought to just pull straight up. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Little butterfly. Oh. So this is the part that sucks, is this vacuum line that came from the front, that one comes out right here and comes out right up underneath here. It's that right side of that little Y valve. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, that's a vacuum line right there. And basically that piece, that right side comes out right there, and that left side just plugs right into the intake. Alright, you guys are going to be my test dummies, because I'm pretty sure I just figured out the biggest vacuum leak, which is this sucker, who's not even plugged in. What the hell? Anyways, I think I know where it plugs in. Yeah, right there. You see that little nib that's not even touching? Yeah, so that Y fitting right there, that goes up and into here. That side right there that goes up and out is this vacuum line that goes through here up to the front. That's the one we already did and checked, and that one just comes straight out of the manifold. So this one also comes out of the manifold. It's just come undone. So everything's patched back up down there. That should be pretty much every vacuum line unless something's broken in here. I don't think that's the case though. I didn't check because I couldn't get my hands around that bottom side where it comes out, but I'm pretty sure it's fine because the main issue is that rats were in here. So I don't think that there's any way the rats got under here without chewing up this full engine harness, and the engine runs, so we know that's not the case. So button up that, get that taken care of, plug everything back in, and then see if that fixes my problem. So we'll see. So, to recap, we did everything under here. Supercharger, whatever that goes to, I don't feel like checking, but I know it's important. This vacuum line, this one that goes all the way through there. And then the biggest culprit is the one at the back that was completely unplugged, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest source of my issues. Anyways, so I'm gonna check these big hoses now. Don't think there's an issue. I've already checked this big one like a bunch of times. Okay, so I'm just gonna give her a start, make sure it still runs, and you know, we'll see if that fixes my problem at all. And ideally, it should. So grab that, do your, you know, final check so you don't accidentally eat into your tools. So, in theory, I'm gonna start it up and it's just gonna run and I'm not gonna have to worry about it. Oh yeah, that smells delicious. That's quite a bit better, I think. We'll see. Let it run for a minute. Okay, there's quite a bit better response. Again, I wouldn't call it perfect, but okay.
Supercharger engage. I don't know. I'll mess with that in a second. I'm gonna take it around the neighborhood, make sure everything looks good, and we'll see.
So far so good. Engine feels good. It's not sputtering on me, so I think the miss is definitely fixed. Feels nice and smooth. Feels good. Staying nice and cool. Officer, I'm just enjoying my car. Doing nothing remotely illegal. Car staying at about 85-ish degrees Celsius, which is apparently pretty normal. But I am only doing 2,000 RPMs. But yeah, so far so good. Car feels good. It feels much smoother. It doesn't feel like I'm rattling the thing apart, which is kind of ideal. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support. It feels really good getting this car a little bit closer to where I want it. So, thanks for your support.